Hi! Today, we're going to be talking about JSON. Oftentimes, your data is not in the form that you need it to be in, and sometimes it's going to come in as JSON, especially when you're dealing with, say, API calls. Today, I'm going to be walking you through how to parse JSON in Pipeline Builder. Before we get started, a quick word from our founder.
Discover how Palantir customers unlock more value from Foundry and AIP thanks to our live instructor-led trainings. We are Ontologize, a group of former Palantir engineers who love teaching. We've trained thousands of Palantir users at leading organizations around the world. Unlock the full potential of your Palantir deployment by going to ontologize.com.
For this example, we're going to be using this JSON data from Kaggle, so usecars.json, because not only is this JSON, it's not exactly simple JSON, right? So it's going to take a little work to parse. So go ahead and pop over to Kaggle and find this data set, and then download it. Now, once you've downloaded the data, we're going to hop over to Foundry and parse it. So once you're in Foundry, from wherever you are, you're going to hit Control-J and search for your learning project. So mine is Gena, learning project. And now here, I'm going to make a new folder. So hit New, Folder, JSON Parsing. And now I'm going to click into that folder, and I'm going to make a new pipeline in Pipeline Builder. So here, I'm going to hit New. Going to search for Pipeline. Click on Pipeline Builder. I'm going to call this one Parse Car JSON, and then hit Create Pipeline. And so now I'm going to hit Upload from your computer, choose from your computer, and I'm going to grab usecars.json. And I'm going to upload to a new unstructured dataset and hit Upload. Note that if you upload as a raw file, as in you don't modify the extension, you're not going to be able to use this as an input in Pipeline Builder. So it must be an unstructured dataset, meaning we're using a dataset as basically place to hold arbitrary files. So just make sure you do that. And now once your upload is done, you're going to hit Done. And then go ahead and rename this. So I'm going to rename this to, rename used cars JSON, and then hit Save. Now you'll see again, it has no schema. That is expected. So now you're going to click on Transform. So we're going to search for JSON. So extract rows from a JSON file. Now we have to paste a snippet of JSON in to generate the schema. So to grab our snippet, you're going to go to Preview. And here, we're just going to copy and paste some properly formatted JSON. So we're grabbing all the way through here, so about line 46. So copy that, Control-C. Now we're going to have to tweak it a little bit in order for it to be valid JSON, just because this is a snippet. So we're going to do that. So paste that here. And here, we're going to add a square bracket and a curly brace, and then a curly brace to match on the top line. And now we're going to hit Generate Schema. And so here, you can see that this has correctly inferred a schema. And you'll see that this is probably going to need some more unpacking even after we parse the JSON. So let's see what this did for us. So now we're going to hit Apply. And let's take a look at our output table. So here, you'll see that we have one row, so we definitely need to unpack some things. And this is an array of structs. So given it's an array of structs, the first thing that we need to do is explode the array so that we get one row for every element in the array. So we're going to search for explode array, and the array is going to be used cars. Now we're going to hit Apply. And then let's take a look at our output table. And now we have multiple rows. And so here we have a struct, so we're definitely going to need to deal with this. Now, if you want to see what's going on here, if you right-click, you can hit View Cell Content. And you can see that even this struct has nested structs. So now that we have this, we have to flatten the struct. And there's two ways to do this. We can flatten and go 2 layers deep, or we can flatten and go 1 layer deep, and then flatten the nested structs as we go. In this case, it's totally fine to just flatten them all at once by going 2 deep. So to do that, you're going to search for flatten struct. And the struct is going to be use cars. And we're going to go 2 deep, which means it's going to also unpack the nested structs. So here, if we hit apply, I'm going to look at the output table. And so here, we have our unpacked columns, and they look pretty good. You'll see here, there are some data issues. Like, for example, mileage is a string. It should probably be a number. It has units in it. We don't necessarily want the units in the column. Now, the other thing I want to point out is that some of these columns have prefixes. So, for example, several of these columns have the extra features prefix, and that's because these columns came from a nested struct. The other place you'll see that is for vehicle engine. So vehicle engine was also a struct, and it had 2 fields within it. Those got unpacked and have a prefix. Now, of course, we could do some extra data cleaning here, but the most important thing to do before we deploy is get those special characters out of the column names. So we're just going to do a quick normalize column names, remove special characters, hit apply. And now we can see that we have a nice looking clean data set. The column names no longer have special characters in them. And of course, we might want to do some additional cleaning downstream. But for now, we've achieved what we wanted to do, which was to take a JSON file and parse it into a nice looking data set. Now, of course, the next step is to add an output. So we'll make a new data set. We call this tabular used cars data. And then hit save and deploy. And then deploy. And that concludes our exercise. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this helpful. Let us know what you want to see next in the comments.